Good morning. Hey, Kiara. Good morning. Good morning, Lori. Good morning. Y'all, we had so much happen just yesterday. Just yesterday. I only threw this picture up real quick because when I saw this shit, I howled out loud. Hey, good morning, Ayan. Uh, uh, IAV. Listen. Y'all know I don't always get it right. Man, when I saw this picture, Kiara, you too, when I saw it, I screamed because I was like, chill. And the funny thing was, hey, Living Life, when I saw it, it was a black person that put this up on Facebook that I know was like, they were so disgusted. They said, looking at my timeline right now, I howled. They were like, do y'all not know who Hulk Hogan is? Hey, Russ, good morning. They're like, bruh, hey, Valis, good morning. Like, are you serious? Come on. Come on. You've got to be kidding me. That's not the guy that you fawn over, right? He was not a guy's guy, okay? He listen, he was a lot of things. Racist, misogynist, a lot of things. But also the cherry on top, he was not a guy that played good with other wrestlers. He wanted to be the only superstar. And I know we love to hold on to nostalgia, but we got to remember we were kids. We didn't understand all the intricacies of the stuff that was happening behind the scenes. And now that we know, So that's how I said, when I saw this, I had to laugh. So that's why I shared that. Now I'm gonna switch gears to this. Now we've had a lot go on since we met up yesterday afternoon, right? Oh yeah, Trump is big. I said Trump. Hulk Hogan was big time anti-union, and the interesting thing is, it's not a surprise that he's a Republican because Republicans are anti-union. You know what I mean? So it's not anything that's unexpected for me. Did y'all see DeSantis try to speak at a podium in Florida yesterday about it, and somebody yelled out like, "You are praising a P." Y'all know what I'm talking about, and was like, "You a P too, chow, honey." Honey, like, yo. Hey, JK, when I saw that shit, I howled. I was like, see, DeSantis, he's on the losing side again. Because he always trying to suck ass all the time. And like people, that's why DeSantis is seen as weak. Because nothing he ever does seems authentic. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just me. But DeSantis comes across as the most inauthentic politician, one of the worst politicians I've ever seen. I don't even understand how Florida voted for him for governor. He comes across, his likability, horrible. Horrible. And I'm going, y'all voted for that? Wow. It's no fucking way I'd vote for that guy and have him representing the state that I'm from. Please. Please. Y'all look like a fucking joke with DeSantis. A whole joke. Oh, he a big time Trump wannabe. Bigly. But I knew that DeSantis, one, would never beat Trump. And two, Trump would never choose DeSantis to be on a ticket. DeSantis comes across as weak and grimy. He worse than JD. Hell, I would trust JD Vance more than I trust DeSantis. I'm just keeping it all the way a buck. I wouldn't trust DeSantis for shit. I wouldn't trust him. He just comes across as a guy that cannot be trusted. So I just wouldn't talk to him. Oh, you gotta love the people who come in and think that I care about anything they have to say. Ah, poor little Tink Tink. He worked all morning for that. Anyway, yeah, you saw him? He's like almost finished. With what? Your pinky finger? Like, really? You kidding me? He's the best one that you got. Oh, you came back after I blocked your other account? You know I'm quicker than that, beloved. I blocked that one too. Damn, try again. Dang, the losers are out early this morning. Good morning, Jerry. You didn't get to see it, Kevin, because these are people that I'm blocking that are popping up out of nowhere. I told you I'm quick with it. So when I see it, I'm like, yeah, okay, I got time if y'all got time, because I'll just block you. Because obviously you're not working. You know. So that's why you didn't see it. Yeah, you didn't see it. No, actually, it happened right after you came in, Kevin, but I'm so quick you didn't see it. That's the whole point. So, you know. Now, I don't trust J.D. Vance either, but I trust J.D. Vance more than I trust Ron DeSantis. That's the point that I'm making. Ron DeSantis cannot be trusted. Oh, they still upset with South Park. And you know what's funny? Because Trump thought he had it all figured out. Let me tell y'all something. You should be unnerved by what you're seeing with CBS and the FCC. Because again, Republicans are cooking the books. They're setting precedent again, okay? Follow my logic. This is why when liberals get in charge again, I'm expecting them to go ham. You understand? If they don't go hard as a mother, I'm going to be offended. Massively offended. Understand? I expect them to shut down Fox News. Shut it down. Because according to what I'm seeing with conservatives, a president can manipulate media, networks, all of that. So since a president can do that, shut down Fox News. And you better run on shutting down that shit. You better run on shutting it down. Because Fox News is not news. They're an entertainment channel anyway. They're just able to market themselves as news because they went to court to sue to be able to do that. See? So I say, since a president has unfettered power to do whatever he wants, shut that shit down. Shut it down. Shut down Tesla. Shut it down. Why? Because a president can do whatever he wants to. He's above the law, right? And there's nothing that a president can do in the commission of doing his job that is considered illegal. Right? So Democrats better go ham. That honestly, when I see all of this stuff, I look at it and I go, oh, that's precedent. Okay, cool. I expect Democrats to do that. I expect, like, Texas is working hard to gerrymander the rest of those seats. Democrats, you need to gerrymander all your seats in your respective states and get rid of all Republican legislators. Hey, you want to play that game? We play it too. We play the same fucking game. That's what we do. We play the same game. The problem is Democrats are trying to be too nice. You can't be nice to these people. Kevin, I understand. That's why it matters where you get your news. One of the places I go on to ground.news, GROUND.news. Ranger danger. You don't even, listen, talking like that, I already know you don't even know what broke is. Bye, beloved. If you're voting Republican, I know you broke. It's no way you have money. It's no way you have money and vote Republican because you wouldn't be in this live. Catch it. I said it again. See, Republicans that have money that vote for Trump wouldn't be in this live this morning. You understand? The ones that work hourly wage jobs, though, with shitty pensions and dead-end careers, they do. They got time to be in this live this morning. Those Republicans have time. Right. So I got to call you out. I saw that. I made a post about that this morning, Lori, how Trump has signed an executive order making homelessness, now they criminalizing people that live on the street. They've now given states the power to lock you up just for being homeless. And especially if you have mental illness, if you have mental illnesses or issues with substances. My thing is, y'all have no, see, I used to volunteer at homeless shelters. I don't think most of America knows how many veterans are homeless due to mental health issues. So you're going to have these people, they serve, they sacrifice their life for your country, and now you criminalize homelessness and lock them up and institutionalize them. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Honey, we told y'all what was going to happen. All right. We told y'all what was going to happen. First, they came for the immigrants. Now they're coming for the homeless. We told you. You didn't want to listen. And they say, oh, it won't be me. Bet your ass better not be a homeless vet. Don't nobody give a shit about your skin color if your ass is homeless. And I'm going to tell you, the first batch of people that the feds are they're going to try to snatch them up because they ain't going to be able to force DC to snatch them up. But if you're from the DMV, you know one of the largest homeless groups you're going to see is right across the street from the White House. You want to see the stark contrast of what is America? Go visit the White House. Because homeless people are right across the street from it. Right across the street from it. Okay? DC is full of homelessness. All right? If you want to see what it is. I figure that the feds are going to try to overtake DC and lock up those homeless people. You know, because you got to create the optics. There is no homelessness if you don't see them, right? Hey, dude, good morning. I told y'all, folks are going to learn a valuable, hard lesson. If people only understood how many homeless vets there were. Let that sink in. Somebody who sacrificed their life for your country is homeless. That shouldn't even be. But a person who never sacrificed nothing for your country will have 10 homes. The government will bend over backwards to make sure that their life is as easy as possible, but step as hard as possible on the veteran. Make it make sense. Why? Because you got rich people running your government. And when you have rich people running your government, they're not going to care about the people. They're not going to care about your community. They won't care. And I'm looking at American populace. I'm looking at the American working class, and I'm going, ain't you one paycheck away yourself? You're not one paycheck away from being a fucking billionaire. You are closer to homelessness than you are to being fucking Warren Buffett. But Americans act like it's just one more paycheck away, one more lottery ticket away, and I'm going to be just like those rich people. No, you're not. No, you're not, beloved. No, you're not. All it takes is one major medical event. That's all it takes. That's all it takes is one major medical event. Hey, Mikey, if you want to free predators, beloved, you should go somewhere where the predators are. They're not here. I'm going to send you there. I bet you if he was where Diddy was, he wouldn't be in there screaming free Diddy. Men who run around saying that, I just be looking like, okay. They be telling on themselves. What do I tell y'all? Sometimes y'all talk too much. Let people tell on themselves. First of all, good morning. I told you I was going to come on here earlier today. It is Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Yes, 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 yes. A new episode, another episode of the Straight No Chaser podcast is coming out today. Today we talking about how young people getting leaned on too hard because nothing was created for them. And now these young people are suffering, trying to make a way for themselves. And how do you do that in an economy like this? How do you do that? So make sure you check that out today, because that's going to be an interesting discussion that I have. Good morning, Martha, Ashlyn, Outlawed, Tannis, Ellis, Alma, Radio, Hope Floats. I think I said Nancy already, but I'm not sure. And Best Kept Secret. And Melissa. I don't understand. Hey, California, I don't understand working class people who are laying down and so in love with rich people who don't care about us, y'all. Now they're criminalizing homelessness. They create a capitalistic system that's set up to destroy working class people. Then they criminalize the fact that you don't have a home, institutionalize you, and then they're going to monetize on your labor when they lock your ass down. Pay attention, because you got to understand, all homeless people ain't unemployed. There are millions of homeless working class Americans. They go to jobs every fucking day. They just can't afford a place to stay, because this is America. Hey, Nessa, good morning. They just can't afford a place to stay. It's not that they don't work. It's not that they're degenerates. None of that. Hell, even if you don't work doesn't mean you're a degenerate. Maybe you can't get a job. You know, my youngest daughter, special needs, been looking for a job over a year, ain't been able to get a job. It's not for lack of trying. The system is broken. Oh yeah, the housing market is going down because the housing market is for investors. It's not for families. It's not set up for the American family. It's for investors to come in and buy your house off of you when you're desperate and then rent it back to you for triple the price. Yeah. And then government is going to give the investor tax breaks, okay? Give the investor tax breaks for buying and increase your taxes as the renter. Because that's the American way. Make rich people rich and make working class people more and more poor. And convince working class people to dream about being rich all the time. Because see, if you dream about being rich, you'll work hard to protect rich people. See, you'll work harder to protect rich people than you will your own money. Because see, one day you might be one of them. So you've got to protect them now. You understand why I'm telling you that shit sounds ridiculous? What are you protecting rich people for? They're not protecting you. Okay? See, Tanis? See, Tanis, what Tanis is talking about? Tanis has been looking for a second job because I'm on the line of being homeless. You see that? And in America, you got to have 2, 3, 4 jobs. Just not to live extravagantly. To survive. And I'm saying it to y'all because I'm in the same fucking boat. I lost my government job back in February. Trump comes into office. He lets Elon come in. Elon busts up government. I lost my job. My husband got forced into retirement, lost his job. Both of us unemployed. Trying to figure out what we're going to do while rich people play with our government. Because that's what's happening. Rich people are playing with your government. They done bought everything. Everything. Okay? Everything. They even bought the department to get rid of the Department of Education. So they can make sure that they dumb down your kids. So your kids ain't got no other options but to work in a low-wage fucking ass job. Taking whatever you can get. Whatever you can get. Whatever you can take. That's what they want you to do. I love blocking people. Oh, I caught another one that came in. They'll be back. I know you will. It's always better when I don't call their name. Wake up, y'all. Wake up. Did y'all know Trump and them forced all those government people out of their jobs? And now they're telling us they don't know when we going to get our money and be paid. So they pushed us out of jobs, told us we would get our money. Now they're telling us they don't know when. I just got my email the other day. My husband keeps calling OPM every week. So, right, still can't get unemployment because you can't get your paperwork. How you going to get unemployment? You can't get paperwork. Pay attention. Rich people own our government, but rich people getting contracts. Rich people getting contracts. You understand? Yeah. Oh yeah, the fork in the road people. I didn't take the fork. I was fired because I didn't take the fork. When the courts had this, remember when the courts held up the fork? So they said we couldn't take it, right? So anybody that hadn't already took it, you had to wait. You couldn't do nothing. The court stepped in, they said we had to wait. Soon as the court said it was okay, they pulled the fork and said if you didn't take it, you can't get it, and fired your ass. So we were getting paid. You know, hey DB, you know what's interesting? That you're acting like a fucking creep, not worried about protecting children. Get the fuck out of here. I done booted 2 of your other accounts. Stop being desperate. Okay? Stop being desperate. It's unbecoming. I'm not attracted to desperation. Stop it. Anyway, Fed workers, we can't really sue because the courts are helping him out. We're kind of just fucked. The rich people are having a great time. Because see, when we don't get paid, we get pushed into jobs where you take whatever you can get, right? That's how you create the desperation. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Look, they're coming from all sides. Pay attention. So once they don't pay you and you can't pay your bills and you end up homeless, now they've criminalized homelessness, then you become institutionalized. Now you're working for the system for free. Boom. Y'all see what this is? If you won't lay down for rich people, they trying to make you lay down. My question is, working class people, what y'all gonna do? How long y'all gonna keep dreaming y'all rich? Because you're not. How long you gonna keep dreaming and protecting rich people? Is it gonna be once they pay your babies pennies on the dollar and treat your children like trash? What is it gonna take for you to see them treat your babies like they're worth nothing? You think your child gonna grow up and be a doctor, lawyer, plumber, electrician, own their own company? They ain't gonna grow up and be none of that shit. None of that shit. They gonna grow up to work on the line at the factory, build iPhones. Cause yeah, that's what you worked hard for your kid to grow up and build iPhones. Yeah, that was it. You made all those sacrifices for them to build fucking iPhones. Wake up, y'all. Wake up. It's the sad design. You know what's unfortunate? That's how they want us to feel. As if because we weren't born with money, we don't deserve to be here if we're not serving rich people. That ain't true. That's not true. Not only do you deserve to be here, hey, you God's plan too. At least, listen, according to these Christians, these fake ass Christians, right? Because you can't sign an EO criminalizing homelessness and call yourself a Christian at the same time. It's impossible. It's impossible. I keep telling y'all Republicans ain't Christians. I keep telling y'all that. But folks don't want to listen. Yeah, you're right, Russ. Some have forgotten the term working for the company store. Some have forgotten. It says unless you're rich, yep, college and postgraduate school is not allowed. Right. They want their kids in those institutions. And I want you to understand something. And their kids are not smarter than your kids. They know that. Rich people know that their children are not smarter than your children. See, these are regular working class children and people that come from regular working class families that are doing these exceptional things in the world as you move forward. Think about it. It's not rich people. It's regular people. They want you to think that if it ain't for rich folk, society would be destitute. Rich people ain't what makes society go around. It's the ingenuity of the working class that do that shit. It's the ingenuity of poor people that progress society. It ain't rich people. If you left it up to rich people, we'd never progress because rich people don't like to share in the wealth. Historically, they never have. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. If you left it up to rich people, you'd never have progress. Rich people don't believe in progress. Poor people and working class people do. I'm telling you. Say it again. Rich people are criminals. That's why when working class people say, rich people will never steal from you, I'm like, what? They're the first people to steal from you. What do you mean? They're the first to steal from you because they're the ones that get away with stealing from people more than anybody else. The system is less inclined to come after a rich person than it is after a poor person or a working class person. Oh, Mike, you think it's Victim Olympics? Then I got a question for you, Mikey. Why did you stop by with your 17 followers you bought to count you? Fuck out of here. Beat it. What do they say? Bye. You can write, but I promise not to open the letter. I'm like, chill. File it under stuff I don't care about. What do I tell y'all? Rich people will pay for bots. Because you know it, you know when I say to you that you didn't expect to have to work this damn hard and still be struggling in your adult life. What am I saying wrong? I ain't saying nothing wrong. Rich people don't want you to hear it though, so they pay for bots. They pay for bots to convince you, me telling you that you not struggling. So they want to convince you to lie to yourself. Okay. All I'm gonna tell you is look in your bank account. Look in your refrigerator. Am I lying to you? Is your money going is your money going as far as you know it could go? If rich people paid it, see, all of this is to avoid rich people paying taxes, y'all. That's all it's for. It's for rich people so they don't have to pay their taxes. The desperation is thick with the rich. That's why they send bots through my life. Well, it's not really rich people sending bots to my life. It's more poor people that want you to be poor like them. Catch that. Okay? Y'all got to understand that. You got a lot of poor people that want you to be poor like them. If all I ever did was live in a fucking trailer, I want you to live in a trailer. I'm just telling y'all. That's some of the people y'all dealing with. I ain't never know my daddy. You should know your daddy. There's some people like that. That's the American excellence don't nobody talk about. That's the American excellence don't nobody talk about. Okay? Say it again, Tannis. In the upper middle class, they want tax breaks too. So yeah, they're not going to help. Yep, misery loves company. Y'all got to understand, America is a society of crabs in a barrel. It's always this crabs in a barrel mentality, where the 99.9% spend all their time fighting each other. All their time fighting each other. While the rich people are entertained. And at the end of you fighting me and me fighting you, we still broke. Rich people are getting richer. What we got to show for it? Nothing. Wake the fuck up. Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of working for nothing? Aren't you tired of working and not getting nowhere? Aren't you tired of working and people keep changing and switching up on you? They keep changing the system. That's what that big beautiful bill was. It changed the system again on your ass. Wake up. And y'all say American Squid Game? I said one of my most popular podcast episodes is the one titled America is the Hunger Games. It is. It is. Y'all just don't realize it. It's Squid Game. Y'all don't realize it. Y'all swear y'all winning. They give you the reality TV to distract you so you can try to live like the rich folks. And then y'all go on y'all little vacations because y'all want to vacate like y'all see the little rich people vacate on TV. But you don't get to vacate like they vacate on TV because you ain't got that kind of money. See? But they get you caught up in the fantasy. I want to be like the rich people. Why do you have to be like them at all? Why can't your life be full? Why can't you have what you need? Why you got to be rich not to suffer? You know, that's why you really chasing being rich. Because in America, rich means no suffering. Anything beyond, anything that ain't rich, you know you gonna fucking suffer. You already know. You already know you're gonna always be fighting and scrapping every damn day to make ends meet. You know this. You know this. This is why you dream of being rich. This is why you think money will solve all your problems. This is why when people say to working class folks, money won't solve your problems, working class people go, shit, prove it. Prove it. Because the only thing I don't have that rich people have is money. And I got a lot of fucking problems. Right? So if that's not true, prove it. Oh, we want to be, we just want to be comfortable. I don't need to be rich either. But the problem is the system don't even want your ass to be comfortable if you're not rich. Remember, Trump just said, what was it, a couple weeks back or maybe a month ago, that people should have to work more than 40 hours a week. That's a rich person talking. That's a rich person talking. He don't even work 40 hours a week. But that's supposed to be okay because he's a job creator. But you know who the real job creators are that nobody talks about? Us. If we don't spend money, there are no jobs created. See, they love to make it seem like it's rich people creating fucking jobs. No, we create jobs. If we don't buy shit, jobs don't get created. That's just a fact. That's a fact. You can go out and create a company right now. If nobody buys anything, that company goes out of business. Does it not? Does it not? We, the working class, are job creators. Y'all don't let these rich people, y'all don't hear how they talk. Rich people are the job creators. We have to give them tax cuts. No. We're the fucking job creators. We're the fucking job creators. Y'all done laid down and let these people talk to us like this. They talk to you like this. And they keep moving the line, talking to you worse and worse. Remember, did y'all forget about, what is it, 30, 35 years ago, maybe 40, no, about 35 years ago, when Republicans were talking about offshoring jobs? See, Americans complain now about not making nothing, but it was the Republican Party that said those are low-wage jobs. They said that. I remember when they did the shit. It was during the Clinton administration. Those are low-wage jobs. We're going to train the workforce for high-skilled jobs, and we're going to send those jobs offshore to others. Fast forward to now, they want those jobs back, but they only want them back so they can offer you the low wages. They don't want the jobs back because they want to create jobs. No. It's to bring them low fucking wage jobs back. They don't want to pay programmers 6 figures anymore. Software testers 6 figures. They don't want to pay you as an expert in your respective field or discipline, whatever it is you know how to do. Even if you ain't got a college degree, you can still make 6 figures. They don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like that. The problem is, American society, we're not willing to make just a little bit of money. Why? Because our bills cost a whole fucking lot. It's not like we ain't got bills that are extremely expensive. In America, everything costs you money. Everything. You can't even die in this country without it costing you money. Think about it. Think about it. If you don't have enough money to bury your loved one, they gonna just sit at the funeral home until y'all can come up with the cash, or you can hope that the government takes them and does some mass burial. Think about it. You can't even die with dignity in America if you ain't got money. If you ain't got money, you ain't dying in no hospice. You got to pay to die in hospice. What are you talking about? You can't do that in America. If you don't have money for hospice, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have to die in whatever dark corner, in whatever alleyway, or in whatever kind of way that you got to. Because America don't care. Because if they can't monetize you dying, well, you can't stay here. You can't stay here if we can't monetize you dying. Wake up. And it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Yeah, hospice ain't free. Hospice ain't free. Just like most of you, I don't think you understand that your health insurance changes. As soon as you get a terminal diagnosis, your health insurance changes. You still have health insurance if you already had it, but the level of care that they're going to give you changes drastically. Because your health insurance company ain't trying to put money into you if you've already been told that you ain't going to make it anyway. Come on. And the way America sees it, when you're dying, that's your family's problem. It has nothing to do with your health insurance. That's your family's problem. Y'all need to deal with that. Go deal with that. You know? Man, you ain't never lied noodly about that deductible. Yep. See, this is the thing. Americans have gotten so spoiled. Because, see, I remember back in the day where it was hard as hell to get health insurance. I remember, okay? Because you never wanted a break in coverage. Because if you got a break in coverage, it was gonna be impossible to get health insurance. Because every little thing was seen as a pre-existing condition. I remember, okay? And all health insurance was tied to a job. If you didn't have a job, you ain't have insurance. That's why most artists didn't have insurance. Barack Obama comes along and says, no. Health insurance is a right. People should have access to that. How can we call ourselves the greatest in the nation and we don't make sure our own people have health insurance? That's the logical thing, right? So the ACA comes along, makes it so health insurance companies can't stop you from getting coverage based on pre-existing conditions. Because understand, if you have a premature child, now your preemie baby, everything related to them is a pre-existing condition. That's how your insurance company gets out of covering anything. That's how they get out of covering anything. But what happens? The health insurance companies, they've been lobbying Congress the entire time with all this ACA stuff passing. Even though insurance companies are making money hands over fist because of the ACA. They don't like that they have to cover people that are going to cost them money. They don't like that. They don't like it. So even though they're making all this money due to the ACA, they don't like that they have to cover pre-existing conditions. They don't like that you get to stay on your parents' health insurance plan until you're 26. They don't like shit like that. They don't like it. They want you to suffer. They want you to have to spend the majority of your paycheck for premiums and them still not cover shit. That's what they want. That's what they want. I'm just like, y'all, America, you got to wake up. You got to wake up and you got to hold them accountable. You got to wake up and you got to hold them accountable. Okay? Now, I'm not going to sit on that whole topic all morning. But I will say there's a continuation of this discussion in tonight's episode of the Straight No Chaser podcast, where I talk about how these young people, especially if you have a young person in their 20s, man, these young people are hurting. In their 20s and 30s, we're all hurting. But imagine starting off your life and this is the economy that you're starting it in. Imagine. This is the economy that you're starting it in. This is the government that you're starting it in. That's insane. I feel for them. Because when I was around, in my 20s, I was at the time where you could go to the carryout and get five wings, fried rice and soda and an egg roll for $5. We ain't the same people. Lunchtime special of sweet and sour chicken was $3.25. We ain't the same people. They not living the reality that I lived. Oh, I'm sure you've heard some cold shit, Debbie. That's the thing. Insurance companies, They don't want to pay out. They love to collect the premium, but paying out, they don't like to pay out. But if y'all love this discussion about, this crushing economy and this environment and how hard it is, check out the Straight No Chaser podcast. Link is in my bio. Link is in my bio. I'm just reading something. Don't forget, you guys, that 40 days ago, that Democratic lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband were both unalived by a Trump supporter. People don't talk about it. People act like it happened so many years ago. That wasn't years ago. That was recent. Hey, Monica, good morning. That was recent. So don't lose sight of that. Because when Trump had his fake situation, the media went on and on and on and on about it. But magically, that same media, nothing to say. Same media, nothing to say. So quiet. I told y'all that mainstream media is complicit. And this is why y'all got to pay attention and watch it. That same media is complicit. No, you can't trust the media. Not mainstream media. You can't trust it. I'm going to tell you right now. You cannot trust it. Hold on, I'm looking for something. Now, did y'all see the report that somebody from the Department of Justice has gone to visit Ghislaine Maxwell? Y'all see that, right? Oh, yeah, legacy media legacy media is dead. And just so y'all know what's so crazy, Fox News is the #1 watched cable network in America. That shit should scare you more than anything. That shit should scare you more than anything. Because that's not even news. So you just got people just walking around getting indoctrinated all day. All day. You said the person came back with a box? My only question is this, y'all. Trump said all of that stuff was fake news. So why did they send anybody to meet with her? See, Lori, you know what's interesting in relation to your comment about Rupert Murdoch? Because the Wall Street Journal has obviously turned on Trump. And Rupert owns that. But Rupert also owns Fox News. And that hasn't turned on Trump. So I don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I mean? That's the part that has me go, I don't get it. That's the part that has me go, okay, he's playing both sides. He's playing both sides. Yeah, you could say his children, but even if his children are doing it, they're playing both sides. And that's something I don't understand that. That's the part that doesn't make any sense to me. Where I go, okay. And what is that? And yesterday, I don't know if y'all saw that they were able to get a vote passed to subpoena all of the private Epstein files. Democrats were able to get that done yesterday. And they were very lucky to get it done through the accountability, the oversight and accountability subcommittee. They were able to get it done on Wednesday. I'm sorry. This is when they got it done on Wednesday. Because there was a motion introduced by Representative Summer Lee, and it passed with the support of 3 Republicans. And guess what 3 voted for it? Nancy Mace, Brian Jack, and Scott Perry. They voted for it, joining the 5 Democrats, allowing for to get those records. Now the question is the Justice Department going to listen and give up them fucking records? Give up the records. We want the records. They also found Epstein main lawyer. Yeah, he was 80 though, best kept secret. It was bound to happen. Bruh had a multitude of health issues. I read a story about him yesterday. He had a multitude of health issues. The only thing that was coming for him was father time. Trust me. Nothing came for him but father time. That was it. That was it. But I wonder now, are we going to get those files? Johnson sent Congress home till August so they won't have hearings on the files. Listen, he can send them home so they don't have hearings. My question is this. Will the Justice Department send the files? And if they send the files, Congress can still have their staff go through shit. You understand? And send it to them when they're not there. Congress can still talk about things when they're not there. So I don't think the Justice Department's ever going to send the files. Because they're trying to cover for Trump. They're trying to cover for Trump. They don't want you to know what's in those files in relation to Trump. They don't want us to know. And you have to wonder why. You can't run forever. You certainly can't run forever with Trump's knees and ankles. But you can't run forever. And so that's why I'm sitting here going, okay, all right, because MAGA is looking at this stuff, and MAGA's also going, some of them are saying we want answers. He's using the scandal to make money on both sides of the spectrum. I can see that, Willie. Willie, I can see that. But I'm surprised that he's doing it with the Wall Street Journal, though. That's where I'm surprised. You know? That's where I'm surprised. Because I would expected them to do something like what they're doing at the Wall Street Journal at Fox News. Because they're easier to control. You know? So that's why I'm surprised. Okay, so now this is what the Wall Street Journal was doing. So now they're pulling out, because I saw this yesterday, because I think conservatives think this is a winning strategy, but it isn't. So they're now talking about, well, Bill Clinton he wrote letters to Epstein, and Leon Black wrote letters to Epstein and all this other stuff. Okay, and if Bill Clinton did some shit, he should go down too. You're not going to hear liberals go, oh, protect Bill Clinton. Like, we're not thinking like that. We're thinking like, hey, if you was in something and you wasn't supposed to be in something, you should be held accountable. Like, so I don't even understand what makes them think that we're going to be like, yeah, give them a pat. No. Yeah, exactly, Cabinet. Arrest them all. We don't care who it is. There is no shield that Trump can hide behind, but they're trying to change the narrative as much as possible. Well, if we do this and we can get liberals to be... No. I wouldn't care if it was my own fucking daddy. If my own fucking daddy was on that list. I have daughters. I'm going to sell him out like chicken change. Do you understand me? Because if you will do that to those young girls, you would do that to mine. So I'm not protecting that. I'm not protecting it. Hey, Susie, nobody understands? Let's see if you understood this block. I bet you understood when you saw that screen. Girl. If y'all could only see some of the comments that either get hidden by TikTok or I just catch them so fast. I had booted the guy. I had already seen his profile. So I booted it. And then he gonna come back with another one and I boot that one too. Ciao. But they always come back as a female. Like what? Okay, you say Murdoch is playing 3D chess. Yeah, he fucking with everybody at this point. But my thing is this. If Bill Clinton did something he wasn't supposed to, I don't care. His ass should go up too. I'm like, listen, I'm all for protecting women and children. So I don't give a shit about who on the list and protecting them. Expose that shit. Oh, they're all covering for Trump. Yeah, ultimately, but they're not just covering for Trump. See, they're covering for Trump, but some of them are covering for themselves. I'm telling you, some of them are covering for themselves, okay? And for big donors, the big money, the people behind the curtain. You understand? That's what they're doing. They're covering for all of that. They're covering for all of that. Look, only we could wish, sinner. I don't know, Ashley. I hadn't seen that. Mike Johnson even said Epstein is not a hoax after. Mike Johnson did say that. He did say it wasn't a hoax. He did say it was a hoax. It wasn't a hoax. I'm looking just to see what else is going on. Now, remember I told y'all Colombia made that deal with the White House? I said it. When you put down a knee for Trump, he just going to keep on moving the line. It's not ever anything to get him to work with you. It just shows him you're weak, right? Hey, Jess. Good morning, beautiful. Hey, Auntie Dane. Good morning. The White House now is seeking fines from other universities after the Columbia deal. I knew it. I knew it. All it takes is one person, one entity to cower. And then Trump, and they go ham. They go ham. Hey, Cassie B, they go ham. So now they're looking to lean on other colleges. They're looking to lean on other colleges, all because Columbia acted like they didn't have a backbone. Acting like he didn't have a backbone. I'm just looking to see what else is going on. So apparently the White House has shifted, right? But Trump won't announce this. The White House has shifted in their strategy with China when we're talking about the trade war, now making it a priority. Now making it a priority, right, to negotiate with China. Yep. Thank you, my dog is Charlie, for your support, beautiful. I appreciate it for the subscription. Thank you so much. But remember, Trump told us that China was doing us dirty and he was going to make it all right. See, that trade war not fucking working. That trade war not working. That trade war is trash. You said DOJ sent our AG a letter wanting access to our voter rolls. Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Y'all see, they also are trying to send Medicare. They're going to send Medicare records to ICE because they're like, say you need emergency care and you're an immigrant. Then you can get some temporary emergency room care that's paid for through Medicare, right? So if you go to the emergency room, that's paid for through Medicare. They want to use that information, that PII, and turn it over to the feds. Hey, storyteller, I told y'all that they passed that Lincoln Riley Act stuff where they make it so if you ever came to America without the proper paperwork, or I forget what the other thing was, if you get caught up on anything, it could be very minor. Even if somebody just accuses you of something, it doesn't even have to be proven. DHS has to detain you. They have to. And think about them snatching up immigrants. Think about snatching up immigrants that own property. That means the government is taking the immigrant, taking their property and seizing the property. Probably reselling it or giving it away for pennies on the dollar. Right? Reselling it or giving it away for pennies on the dollar. On top of that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're doing it with the USDA food stamp data too. That's, again, they're vilifying poor people. Vilifying the most vulnerable. And again, because in America, only rich people matter, apparently. When it comes to your government, they only care about rich people. Obviously, they only care about rich people. They don't care about nobody else. Because if they did care about anybody else, you would know it, right? They only care about rich people. When did we become... Well, we've always been that. I was about to say, when did America become that? That's why they added Cubans to the list. They added them to the list too? I'm not surprised Disneyland is empty. Who got money to go to fucking Disneyland? Or even Disney World? First of all, I was never paying that much money to hang out with a fucking mouse. Miss me with that shit. Miss me with that shit. Paying that much money to hang out with a mouse? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, I see that Vegas is empty too. But Vegas gonna be empty when you done vilified all these immigrants. So why would people from other countries travel here? Out of fear that I might get detained and then deported and sent to a country that I'm not even from. So why would I come visit America? There are all these other countries that I could visit, have a good time, it's cheaper, and not have a fear that I'm going to be detained or deported to some wild place that I don't know nothing about. I saw that they arrested Chuck E. Cheese. Listen, they not playing no games. Yep, and I talked about that earlier, Senator, how Trump has signed an EO to criminalize homelessness. You said international travel is down 25% in Colorado. Look, my heart bleeds peanut butter for all the conservatives that thought they were going to make money off of this summer's travel season. And if you think this year is bad, next year is going to be worse. The year after that's going to be worse. And the year after that's going to be worse. It's going to be worse for several decades. I told y'all, if I was from another country, my ass wouldn't come here. It's too risky. It's too risky. So I wouldn't come here. Now, just so y'all know, the Pentagon has also shifted $200 million from the barracks, you know, the stuff for your military, to schools, facilities, and yeah, they took money from barracks and the schools and other facilities to give it to border wall stuff. So now he's back at the border wall. Remember, he never finished it the first time he was in office. And remember, Mexico never paid for the wall the first time. But now he's taking money from schools, from the barracks. They say the Pentagon notified Congress in a letter that it plans to repurpose $200 million from the Army, Navy, Air Force, and defense-wide programs to fund a permanent barrier at a test range in the desert. So you know what that means. That's just more money in the pockets of government contract companies. $200 million of your dollars going to another contract company to finish nothing. Because it's just a little test area. So it's not anything to stop anything, just a test area. I keep saying Republicans can't govern. They've never been able to govern. They are the party of anti. If you want a party that's just going to complain and talk all this shit about all the stuff that's so bad, all the things that ain't no good, that is the Republican Party. That is the party that you vote for. That is the party that you support because they don't govern. They say the Pentagon is shifting $200 million in funds previously appropriated to Marine Corps barracks, military-run schools, a jet pilot training site, facilities in Guam, and more to pay for 20 miles, just 20 miles, y'all, of a partial border wall at a service testing range on the border. That's it. It's just for a 12-foot, it's going to replace a 12-foot tall mesh barrier with a 30-foot tall permanent protective barrier at the Barry M. Goldwater Range, a training site in the Sonoran Desert in Arizona. So just put more money in the hands of private companies. That's a bullshit ass project. $200 million for that. $200 million. Okay. Y'all seen this before in your history books with Republicans telling you that a hammer costs $5,000, $50,000 for a hammer, $20,000 for a nail. You've seen this before. You've seen this before. Oh, I'm sure those barracks needed the money, but Republicans don't give a shit about the military. Those are toy soldiers to them. They don't care about the condition of the facilities that these soldiers have to live in and have to use. They don't give a shit about that. They already don't pay them enough, and some soldiers have to be on food stamps, and they just cut SNAP benefits. So why would they care? See what I'm saying? Wow. Wow. They just moving money around. And Pete Hegseth determined that the permanent steel bollard barrier, pedestrian gates, and patrol road are necessary to obtain full operational control of the border. It's bullshit. One, it ain't gonna be finished before Trump get out of office. Two, it's only a small little section. $200 million for that, though. Okay. They fucking over our tax money, y'all. They fucking over our tax money. And then at the same time, on the pay.gov website, panhandling, asking you to donate to pay down the debt. Oh, yeah. But, Michael, poverty is the #1 leading cause of crime. But guess what? Yeah, they making the poverty, but if you lock up impoverished people where you don't see it, well, poverty doesn't exist anymore, right? That's how Trump does it. Hey, it don't exist no more if you just hide the people, right? That's who these people are. Now, this is what some of that money would have went to, that the $200 million is now going to go to. $21 million of that dollars was supposed to go to the Defense Health Agency to fund the Oak Arbor, Washington Ambulatory Care Center and Dental Clinic from fiscal year 2022. They're never going to get that money. Thank you so much for your support and purchasing the subscription, Bonnie. I appreciate your support, beautiful. Almost $19 million was supposed to go in Army funds for minor military construction from fiscal year 2022. That didn't. They're never going to get that money. $15 million of that money was supposed to go to the Department of Defense Education Activity Fund to replace the Robinson Barracks Elementary School in Stuttgart, Germany, but that's not going to happen. More than $14.5 million in Navy funds for the Joint Region Marinas Guam Distribution Warehouse. They're not going to get that money. $12.4 million in Air Force funds for the Columbus Air Force Base, Mississippi's T-7A ground-based training system facility. They're not going to get that money. Congress was notified that the project is being canceled. Congress got notified in May that that project is being canceled. And then over $5.4 million was supposed to go to Navy and for the Marine Corps barracks in Kadena Base, Japan, in the Kadena Air Base in Japan, but that money got cut because Pete Hegseth is now rerouting $200 million to build a little tiny subsection of wall for 20 miles at the border. But these are supposed to be the people that make America great. Pay attention. They're mediocre as fuck. They're going to always be mediocre. Always be mediocre. Yep, calling it discretionary spending. Thank you. Jerome Powell, I love Jerome Powell's reaction to that yesterday. Because he showed, no, you don't sit here and just let this guy lie standing next to you. Because then you validate him and you make people think that he is speaking truths when he's not. So I appreciated that. Because all the rest of those people don't have no fucking backbone, so they won't do that. They won't do it. I'm looking to see what else. And the U.S. regulators have approved the Paramount Skydance merger. That means that Trump got something, because you ain't doing this if Trump don't get something. Now our government works directly for whatever the president wants. Like I said, when Democrats get in power again, I expect them to go fucking ham. I expect Democrats to go ham. I expect them to destroy conservative shit. Because conservatives have said this is okay. I expect Democrats to stack courts. Yup, you better stack courts. I saw that South Park episode. It was beautiful. And what's even more beautiful is Paramount only has two options. They can cancel the show or let them keep going. Because their contract allows them full creative freedom. And I didn't know that the contract they signed was like $1.2 billion. They signed a huge fucking contract. So if they decide to cancel them, they got to pay them boys all that money. Yes, with a B. Oh, my reaction. Because Trump can stew. Right, they either got to let it ride or take the loss. So the question is, are they willing to take the loss? Because see, they done fucked themselves. You couldn't pay me to watch no shit on CBS. Fuck them. Fuck them. I'm already looking at Paramount funny anyway, because you already know this means. I told y'all that CBS says that one of the things they're going to do is they're going to hire a person that's going to watch and make sure they don't have no DEI stuff in their programming, inside their stuff, and all of that. Watch. And apparently, according to a news report from The Guardian, there was a Jeffrey Epstein Jeffrey Epstein accuser who urged the FBI to investigate Donald Trump decades ago. But it never happened. Yep. She had urged law enforcement officials back then to investigate powerful people in their orbit, including Donald Trump. She reported it back in 1996, but nothing was done. Then she was re-interviewed by the FBI about Epstein in 2006. In 2006. And she raised Trump's name again specifically. Nothing happened. Then, of course, y'all know in 2008, Epstein struck a deal with the feds in Florida to escape the severe federal charges. And he only pleaded guilty to state offenses. And he only served very limited time. That's how he was able to get out and keep doing what he was doing. So yeah, so there have been people telling about the people in Epstein's orbit for years, but nobody would do anything. Yeah, the attorney who struck who struck the deal, he just died. But I was saying to people, yeah, he passed on, but he was 80 with a lot of health problems. There was nothing nefarious that happened. It was just father time. That's all. It was just father time. I'm just looking. Now, listen, this is something else that's going to make conservatives crash out. They say the U.S. fertility rate reached a new low in 2024. Duh. Who the fuck is having babies in this economy? Nobody. They say, one expert says there's no reason to be alarmed because there's still more births than deaths in the United States. Okay, but you should be alarmed because if you think it's bad now, Trump coming into office is only going to get increasingly worse. Because women, if you're smart, because your government is trying to take away your right to choose about what you do with your own body, they're trying to take away your ability to have access to birth control. If you know what I know, you better stop being intimate with these men. No disrespect, men, but if you're not going to stand up for women, then guess what? You're going to lose out too. You're going to lose out too. If you know what I know, I would keep my body to myself. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And I would tell any man that's looking to like, listen and be like, straight up, listen, homie, if you want to get close to me, you going to have to fix your government. Because I'm sorry, it's just too, I'm sorry, not sorry. It's too fucking risky for me to engage with you in any capacity outside of conversation. Because it's too expensive out here for all of that. And the government don't allow me to make choices for myself. So, oh well. We can be pen pals if you like. But you ain't getting nothing else. That's why I look at this. They say the fertility rate in the U.S. dropped to an all-time low in 2024 with less than 1.6 kids per woman. The U.S. was once among only a few developed countries with a rate that ensured each generation had enough children to replace itself, about 2.1 kids per woman. But it has been sliding in America for close to 2 decades as more women are waiting longer to have children or never taking that step at all. Why would they? It's too expensive. And the men, they act all funny. So why the fuck would women want to take a risk in having babies with men in America? Why would they want to do that? Honestly, you know, they always say, because this is the talk in America. Getting married in America for a man, there's no value in that because he'll just lose money. But I don't think when they say that, they think that there's some value in a woman getting married. Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. Because a woman could still have a stable of dudes that she uses for different things. One guy is responsible for fixing her car. Another guy pays her mortgage. Another guy is making sure he keep her grass cut. You understand? She got like a trough, a stable of options. You understand? She don't have to get married if she don't want to. Because the thing about men is y'all love to make yourselves useful. Don't be mad at me. Don't get mad at the messenger, but you love to make yourself useful. And you'll do things for women, even if you ain't getting nothing. Just because she asked and it made you feel useful. I'm not saying it as a slight. I'm just saying it as a fact, right? So what is the benefit of a woman in 2025 to get married and have children? It's going to slow down her earning potential. It's going to get rid of her stable, her resource, what they say, her resource group. So what's the benefit to her? For a man, it's a benefit. Because scientifically, it's already shown if a man marries a good woman, it elevates his life. You understand? Now, of course, you don't want to marry a woman that don't bring nothing to your life. That's never a good thing, right? That's never a good thing. But a good one is going to take you to the next level, right? A good man for a woman can still slow down her earning potential, even if he's a good man. Because her having babies slows down her earning potential. I mean, I'm just telling you facts. So I go, well, no wonder birth rates are falling. Women have other options. And the pinnacle of their existence is not having babies. That's the other thing. Women are not being raised anymore that your entire existence is built around being somebody's mama. Everybody don't want to be a mama. And that's okay. Because everybody shouldn't be a mother. See, that's the thing. Women are no longer raised that the highlight of their existence and their accomplishments is built around babies and men. That's why the stats are changing. That's why the stats are changing. And quiet as kept, men are doing the same thing. Young boys are not being raised to think that their highest accomplishment in their life is the family they create. That's not what young boys are being taught either. Nobody wants to talk about that part, though. They're not being taught that. Young men aren't being taught that either. They're being taught to get their fucking money, too. Am I wrong? No. See, nobody also wants to talk about how men aren't looking to have babies either. Okay? Let's be honest. Certain segment of population of men ain't looking to have babies either. Because they're like, listen, I like my flexibility. I don't want to get caught up in no custody shit. I don't want to deal with all of that. When this relationship is over, I want us to be able to both just move on and have it to be over. There is no unfinished business, right? So men are thinking in the same way. It ain't just women. But you also have women going, why make a baby and be stuck with this dude that I just met at the club forever? He's not a forever type of dude. He's not a forever type of dude. He's barely a right now type of dude. Let alone forever. You say your husband's 57. He makes comments to our kids about grandbaby. I stopped making comments to listen, my oldest daughter just started about a year ago saying, maybe I might have one kid. But she said, I don't know about that. She's almost 30. Hey, Sinopa. Hey, beautiful. She has no desire to have no kids. You understand? Because she doesn't see it as fiscally really reasonable. She I don't want to be struggling. She's like, I'm already fucking struggling. And she still lives at home. So she's going, if I'm already struggling and I live here, how a kid's not going to make that shit any better. And then she knows people that do have kids. And she's like, man, I see them struggle. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. And so I'm like, all right, you ain't got no complaints out of me. Exactly. If they can barely afford to support themselves, having a child is not a smart thing to do. Your son is 25, said definitely no to kids. Yes, they're too expensive. Yeah. So if the government, if society, if America wants Americans to have babies, well, you can't keep putting money in front of people. And America has decided to put money in front of people. And so because they put money in front of people, young people are not having kids. There's no incentive for them to have babies now. Say it again. Friends with kids is an instant birth control. My daughter has a lot of friends with kids. That's why she don't have none. That's why she don't have none. Miss Girl want to wake up when she want to wake up. She want to go to sleep when she want to go to sleep. She want to party when she wants to party. And she knows mama's not going to take care of her baby while she run the streets. She know mama and daddy not going to do that. Oh, no. You can't go make no babies and then keep living your life like you ain't made no babies. No, ma'am. We don't do that here. Yep, we don't do that here. And she likes her flexibility, her independence, and she likes that. And so she ain't gonna change it. And I don't blame her. I think having my last kid when I was older, kids were teens. Yep, Kim. Yeah, having a younger sibling is another guaranteed way to get somebody not to have kids. Yes, sir. Because then they get to see what it's like to be around little kids consistently. They're not just hearing about it. Hey, Shauna B, good afternoon, good morning, beautiful. Last child among 8 siblings. My son is 6. Wow, yeah. Yeah, then kids. You became an uncle at 12. Listen, I got you beat. Why am I younger than my own uncle? Okay? All right? Don't play with it. That's what happens when your family from the South, okay? I'm younger than my uncle. One of my uncles anyway, okay? All right? You almost made me spit out my tea. Not my sister was an aunt at 2. Oh, your daughter's an only child, a military brat. Yeah, she may never have any kids. You said my eldest made my youngest aunt at 9. Jesus. Y'all was out here having them menopause babies. Is that what y'all was doing? No, ma'am. I learned during that menopause time, that's that caught up time. I call that usher caught up time. Caught up? No, ma'am. I knew a lady that happened to. Them menopause babies are real, not me. Not me, beloved. Not me, beloved. Y'all out here getting caught up with the menopause babies. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. You was an only child. You had 4 kids. What were you thinking, God's child? Just out here just carrying on. You know what it was, though? Because you didn't have brothers and sisters, you didn't want your child to be lonely. Because you probably dealt with some loneliness growing up. My great-grandmother and my grandmother had babies at the same... Wait a damn minute. Your oldest and your youngest are 60 years... Listen, it's empty nester. I've never been that lonely. I've never been that lonely to be like, we should have enough. Nope, the devil's a liar. The devil is a liar. I will go get multiple jobs before I get that lonely. Yeah, see, I had brothers, so I'm not one of those people that go, when my kids, can I be honest with y'all? I don't even think anymore in terms of when my kids leave home. Because the way the economy's set up, at this point, my husband and I have told the kids, stay as long as you want. We all in this shit together. Real talk. We all in this shit together. You understand? We're all in this together. Because it's too expensive for you to figure anything out. We all in this shit here. Hell, the oldest one is the only one in here with a fucking job. And she made me laugh a couple of weeks ago. She said, she tried to be, she can be a little bit of a jokester like myself, right? So she says to her father now, she said, oh, how the tables have turned. Looks like I'm the only one in here that's gainfully employed. And you just sit on social media making videos. I was like, bish, honey. And that's exactly what happened, child. But she's the only one with a job in this joint. We don't even, like I said, we don't talk in terms anymore of like when y'all move out. Because it's not really reasonable anymore. You know what I'm saying? Chill, Mama the podcaster. And the way I used to fuss at this girl, you always on social media. At least if you're going to be on social media, make money on social media. Don't just be sitting on there all day arguing with other people. Y'all should have something else more productive to do with your time. And every day she's like, well. Hey, good morning, C. Shavia. I'm like, listen, you're absolutely right. It's good time to subscribe, y'all. Listen. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. But listen, kids will tell on you and snitch you out so damn bad. But she's right though. But we now don't talk to our kids in terms of you're gonna move out one day. We now talk in terms of, hey, listen, we all in this together. Cause that's what it is. Honestly, our house is big enough where I look at other family members and I go, okay, so when we gonna figure out how we gonna do this thing? We might as well pool all our resources and make this shit work. Because the economy is disrespectful. If you want to have some money in your pocket, if we could actually pool our shit and work together. But it requires people not to be crabs in a barrel. See, all of those years of wanting people to envy you and I got this and we got this, them days is fucking over. Do you understand? Exactly. Kamala wasn't paying about building community, so we got to build community. We got to build community, y'all. So that's why I'm looking at people going, okay, why we all can't live together, sharing the wealth together? See, families, this is what families should have done. Pooled all their money in together. Buy 20 acres. Build homes on that 20 acres. But it's all family on those 20 acres. Thank you for the subscription purchase. Thank you so much. And just all have that land together. But people don't want to do that. Exactly. It's no more keeping up with the Jones now, Bonnie. But before, people wanted other people to envy them. Their own fucking family. Like they want their own family to envy them. That's the craziest shit. We're family. Why are we competing with each other? I thought we shared the same bloodline. Why are we not trying to do this together? I've been telling folks for years, the thing I want a compound. You understand? Literally, I want a compound. I want to buy 20 acres, put a barn on it, had the rest of all my other family members, we all on this land together. Everybody got their own little house on the land. You got a farm, you can grow shit, you got your animals. You understand? That's living the fucking life. Because you can create whatever life you want on your own fucking land. Land is power. Land is power. Okay? Folks be sleeping on that shit. You want to fuck a red bottom. No disrespect. Fuck red bottoms. Give me land. Like I remember one year my daughter, it was her birthday and somebody wanted to buy her something expensive. And I was like, you impressed by that shit? You impressed by that shit? You know what it would have been impressive to me? If he would have bought you the stock in those companies. That shit he bought you, man, that bullshit, man. That bullshit. It made him feel like he was doing something. You want to feel like you doing something? Buy me some Berkshire Hathaway stock. Do that. Do that. I've seen those bond dominiums. They look good. I remember, I'm going to tell you something. In the 80s, when I was a kid, see, I had foresight then. I just ain't had no money because I was poor. Okay? But in the 80s, even then, I wanted to buy a firehouse and renovate it. Like a firehouse and renovate it to live in as a house. Even then. I saw the vision then. I just didn't have no money. That's all. I just didn't have no money. But I had the foresight to go, man. But I was thinking as a kid, it'd be cool to slide down that pole in my own house. But I thought a firehouse is the perfect place to renovate to have a house. You're exactly right. Or an old church. They're huge. They're built sturdy as fuck. Wow, y'all live in a schoolhouse, see? See, storyteller, see? You always living the life. Y'all making honey. Y'all living the life, girl. I'm jealous. I'm also jealous because I want goats, but my husband won't let me be great. You can't do shit over here. And you can't do nothing over here. He won't let me do nothing. I wanted chickens, nope. Want goats, nope. You can't do nothing. Honestly, I just wanted the goats. So when he comes outside, sometimes I can see them standing on his car. I just like goats because I like how disrespectful they are. To me, they're like the cats of the farm world. They don't give a fuck about nothing. Do you understand? That's why I like goats. Goats are so... Yes, I am petty. And I love goats. They're so petty. They're so disobedient. They're so disrespectful. But they're so cute. They're so cute. And they're creamy on the inside. Yes, they're delicious. They're delicious, okay? They are creamy on the inside, beloved. I love goats. Honey, goat milk, goat cheese, goat meat. Num, 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 num. Okay. I love goat now. I love me some goat, but the man won't let me be great. So the most I could do is go visit at the petting farm and see the goats and laugh when they jump on stuff. Cause I'm like, not even one of them little mini ones. He's like, no. No, that's why I want a compound. That's why I want a compound. That's exactly why I want a compound. You should find a goat. Ooh, they have goat yoga classes. Listen. No disrespect. As much as that sounds a little interesting to me, I'm black. I ain't about to have no stinking ass goat climbing on me. My grandmama and my mama would have my hide. There's certain things I just can't do. I ain't gonna bring the goat in the house. You know, because my family from down south. You don't bring animals in the house. If my great-grandmother was alive right now and she saw these dogs and these cats in my house, she would say outright, I ain't eating shit out of your house. You nasty. You got them animals in your damn house. You know, a lot of Southern people, they don't believe in animals in the house. They don't give a shit what that animal is. That shit is staying outside. Okay? What's up? You going to the store? Chips. Okay, give me a second. I'm about to wrap up. Yeah, my grandmother would have had my ass. She just didn't believe in having animals in the home. Yeah. Curry goat, he changed his mind. You know, okay. As I'm wrapping up this morning, I'm going to tell y'all a funny story. And I've told this story before, but it's a story about my husband that cracks me up. Okay, so he's as American as they come in terms of he don't like to try too many things outside the norm. He's pretty traditional, right? Okay, fine. So I'm one of those people, I explore the world through my stomach. I'm going to try anything at least once, right? What kind of chips? Hers, cheese curls, honey barbecue cheese curls, because you can get them for cheap now. They're on sale at Walmart for $2 and some change for a big bag. And they fill them up all the way to the top and they don't have all that air in them. I told y'all I'm a big back. When it comes to snacking food, I can always tell you where the deals are. Okay? They're on sale right now for $2 and some change. Okay? Just so you know. Anyway, so I'm one of those people, I'll eat anything to try it, right? So I love goat. My husband never would eat goat. He was like, nah, that ain't really my bag. I wasn't raised eating no fucking goat. Goats eat shit in the yard. I don't eat no fucking goat. Okay, I was like, okay, fine. More for me. I didn't really care. So we go to Jamaica. And we are at this little cafe. And I'm looking at the menu. And I see they have these empanadas on there, right? So I see that they're goat empanadas. But I don't think my husband paid attention. So I know he didn't pay attention. Because he's just looking at the scenery and he's enjoying himself. You know, he's chilling. He's on vacation. So I ordered the stuff. And so we're eating and he's like, damn, them damn empanadas melt in your mouth. I see that wah-wah. Them empanadas melt in your mouth. I'm going to order some more of those. So I'm thinking to myself, wow. Had no idea that he really liked goat. So I ain't say nothing. He orders more empanadas and he's just eating. So then he say, at the third serving of empanadas, he goes, man, those empanadas, they're delicious. They just taste a little different. I've never tasted them like that before. It tastes so different here. I said, yeah, I'm surprised because I didn't think you liked goat. He was, goat? What do you mean? No, no, no. I had empanadas. I said, yes, sir. You had goat empanadas. He was like, nah. I was like, yeah. And they were delicious, weren't they? He calls over the waitress. That was goat in those empanadas? No, waitress was like, yes. He's like, give me another order of those. Listen, been turned out on that goat meat ever since. Been turned out ever since. Okay? That's why I always tell people, don't say what you don't like until you taste something. I tried to tell them, I said, goat is a delicious meat. Now, you can look at it when it's alive and it's walking around and you go, I don't know about that. I go, don't underestimate it. Don't let that smooth taste fool you. Okay? Got turned out from that billy goat. Do you hear me? Turned out. Okay? Goat meat is good if the person who's fixing it knows how to fix it. See, I got lucky. The first time I ever had goat, an island person fixed it. That's the first time I ever had goat. And it wasn't in Jamaica. It was in the States, but it was through people from the islands. I don't even think they were Jamaican. I think they were Trinidadian or something like that. But that was the first time I had goat. Because if you have it from somebody that's from the islands, oh, you're going to fall in love with that shit. Oh, I love Indian food. A lot of my close girlfriends are Indian. And can I say this? I'm going to say it. And this is no disrespect. Them bitches can burn. Do you understand me? Indian women, them some cooking ass women. Do you hear me? Right behind soul food. I'm telling you, for many years for me, it was like Mexican food or El Salvadorian food. But over time, that changed to Indian cuisine for me. Their spice game is on fleek. Their spice game is unmatched. Okay? Spice game is unmatched. All right? All right? Don't play with Indians when it comes to spicing. When they talk about spicing food, they gonna spice their food. And I don't mean necessarily spicy. Yeah, they do have a lot of spicy cuisine. But just as far as spice, flavor. If you want to taste flavor, Indian food all day. I'm going to tell you something. I'm so greedy. Okay, look, here go another greedy story. This how greedy I am. Okay? I'm the chick. Like if you live in the DMV area, I can tell you where to find a bomb-ass Indian buffet. Listen. There are two of them, actually. Look, they're two good Indian buffets. I'm such a big bag. I don't give a fuck. I love to eat. I work out to eat. I don't care who cares. I love food. Okay. The first Indian buffet is in Virginia. All the way out in, I think it's Herndon, Virginia, by the clock tower. Minerva's. They used to have the Minerva's in Chantilly, Virginia, had what do you call it? Buffet. It was all you can eat. $10 Indian cuisine. All you can eat for $10. Fresh made naan. They would have appetizers, entrees, and dessert. $10 all you can eat. Do you understand? However, on Sundays, if you want a good Indian brunch, all you can eat buffet. Thank you so much for your support, JP. All you can eat buffet. Not Chantilly lace and pretty face. Listen, all you can eat buffet on a Sunday. If you go to Brandywine, Maryland, there's a Delish place. It's called Delish Indian Cuisine. Hands down, a great Sunday brunch buffet. They do lunch buffets too during the week, but I don't go to that. I don't think that's a good enough deal. It's better. The better cuisine is on the Sunday brunch thing. Listen, I am that greedy that I'm going to check it out on different days and tell you so you don't waste your money and time. Yeah, that's Maryland. Check it out. Check it out. A great buffet. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. When it comes to me and food, I may not know a whole lot of things, but one of the things I know how to do is fucking eat. You said you think that song post-Asian. So check it out. Now I told y'all I'm going to spend some more of today figuring out again how this Trump administration is going to try to flip and dip and do all of these things again. Trump is trying to get you to forget that he's in those Epstein files. You live near the largest Punjabi Sikh community. I'm jealous living life. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. You know what? I smiled for a second, y'all. Y'all know why I smiled? I thought I saw a story that said rainstorm dumps 30 years of rain on North Carolina in 2 days. And I smiled. And I smiled. That's not what it said. That's not what it said. But I smiled though. What the hell is that? How does he? Oh, wow. Yeah, I was hoping that was the case. I'm looking to see if there's anything else popping, but I don't see nothing else right now. So for right now, it's looking, look, I'm checking one more place. It's looking a little quiet. Oh, you guys, let me see. There was a pew-pew, another mass pew-pew. This one in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. 2 pew-pewed, 1 dead. The suspect they're looking for. America, what the hell is going on, man? What is going on? I don't understand. Yeah, it happened today in the early morning. And they're looking for the suspect. They have not found them yet. But this is the country that we live in where it's always some mess. And then we also have a Mexican national that was married to a Marine Corps veteran detained. We tried to tell people, you being married to an immigrant is not going to protect your immigrant spouse. That's not going to protect your immigrant spouse. And you being former military or in the military doesn't protect your immigrant spouse. This is why you don't vote for things like this. Voting for stuff like this is just crushing everybody. Remember, they came for the immigrants. Now they're coming for the homeless. The homeless will now be detained. Good morning, Miss Val. Oh, you have the largest travel way. I-25 and I-40. Oh, wow. So they're going to have a hard time finding this person. I'm just... Wow. So many military people voted for Donald Trump. I don't even understand that either. But I hope that they find this person that did what they did. And now the White House is looking to find Harvard. Remember, it already got money from Columbia. So now it's looking to get money from Harvard now. Wow. Okay, and I'm going to tell y'all this one more thing. So Ghislaine Maxwell, her attorney said she answered hours of questions from DOJ's Todd Blanche. Again, why was Todd Blanche talking to her? I saw that new episode of South Park and it was delicious. I don't remember if Trump said when he was running if he put the homeless in a camp. He could have. I really don't remember, Russ, if he did or not. He said so much shit when he was running, I can't keep up. But they're saying that Todd Blanche sat down with her for several hours. There were lots of questions, and we went all day, they said. Todd Blanche said the two could continue the interview on Friday. So apparently he's going to meet with her again today. And then he's going to share additional information about what we learned at the appropriate time. I don't trust this administration to tell us the truth about what Miss Maxwell told them. I don't trust it at fucking all. They are trying to make Trump look innocent. No. We have the pictures. They got videos and shit to prove it. Have y'all seen that deposition video with Jeffrey Epstein, where they asked him about Trump and he refused to answer questions about Trump? Blanche is buddies with her attorney. No surprise there. Oh, he was talking about putting them in camps to accept treatment. Child. I think, JP, what's going on with Maxwell is Trump is trying to change the narrative because he knows he had a very close relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. So much like anything, he's trying to change the narrative like he always is. Because that's just the nature of Donald Trump. Change the narrative. That's what he does. Yep. Jeffrey Epstein pled the 5th, the 6th, and the 14th Amendment so he would not have to say anything about Donald Trump. There's a reason why. Oh, I didn't know I had 100,000 likes. Thank you all so much. I didn't even see that up there. Thank you so much. Because we've been talking it and kicking it. But I'm telling you, Trump sent people there because I go back to, didn't Trump tell you it was a hoax? So why is the Department of Justice going to talk to a woman about a hoax? Okay, y'all. I'm going to just say it like that. Thank you all for joining me this morning. I hope and know that you had a great time. I want to remind you again, don't forget tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are discussing sinners. Don't forget it. So if you haven't watched it yet, you need to watch it because we're talking sinners tomorrow night. So don't forget about that. That's going to be a great discussion. I'm excited too, Kim. I can't wait to talk about it. I cannot wait. So I'm ready. Y'all need to be ready to get on this panel to talk about it because we're going to have a good time. Thank you so much to Vizzy, and thank you to everybody who joined this morning. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the gifts. Don't forget to check out the Straight No Chaser podcast. Link is in my bio. A new episode, another one was going to drop today. I had a new episode drop Wednesday. Another one's going to drop today. And then you're going to have another one drop again on Sunday. I'll be back again to do a live this afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'm just letting you know, reminding you guys about the special movie discussion at 9 p.m. tomorrow evening, where we talk about sinners. But I'm still going to be on doing my regular times. I'm going to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters because I always do this every live. Number 1, beautiful storyteller. Thank you, beautiful. Number 2, handsome Russ Nelson. Number 3, beautiful Trail. Number 4, beautiful Kiana Black. Number 5, beautiful purple unicorn. And a special shout out to number 6, beautiful living life. Thank you all so much. You said, your daughter said, drop the shits then, girl. I love it. I love you guys. I can't wait till we talk about sinners. I'll see you back on here 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget, I want you all to have a beautiful day. And I'm going to tell you like I always tell you, don't let nobody live rent-free in your head. Don't feed no trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, everybody. I'll see you this afternoon. Have a beautiful day.